You started strong. You bought the books, you watched the first 5 videos, you even told your friends you were learning English, but then you stopped.
I know that feeling, John. You start a great new habit, maybe you started building your life last week, but then the excitement is gone.
Exactly. The biggest reason people fail to reach their goals, in language, in fitness, in career, is not a lack of effort, it's a lack of consistency. But there is a secret to fixing that.
A secret?
Yes. Today, we are giving you the simple, actionable method to turn those big starts into permanent results. If you skip this episode, you will miss the key difference between a one-time effort and a lifetime achievement. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm John, your host, and today I have the wonderful and very consistent Ellen joining me.
Hello, John, and hello to all our listeners. I am thrilled to be here. I think this topic is crucial.
It truly is. Our last episode was all about starting, taking that first brick. But Ellen, why do so many people pick up the first brick and then just leave it on the ground? Why is continuing so much harder than starting?
I believe the problem is that we rely on motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. One day you feel excited and you study for 2 hours. The next day you feel tired and you study for 0 hours.
So we have a big goal, like speaking English fluently, but our daily effort is completely unpredictable. We are trying to build a wall, but we only work when the sun is shining and we feel happy.
That's right. We need a way to keep laying those bricks, even when it is cloudy, even when we are tired. We need to introduce a new word today, a word that is far more powerful than motivation: consistency.
Before we dive deep into how to master consistency, let's officially welcome you back to the Talk English podcast, where we help you build fluency one step at a time. If you are learning English with us or you found this episode helpful already, we have a small favor to ask.
Yes, if you want to keep receiving high-quality content like this, please take a second right now to click the like button and subscribe to the Talk English podcast channel. And if you know a friend who keeps starting things and stopping them, share this video with them. It truly helps us bring you more great lessons.
Thank you for your support. Now, back to Ellen and the secret of showing up. Let's break down this idea of consistency. How do we make it our friend?
The key is to shift your focus from effort to presence. I call it the power of showing up.
Showing up? What exactly does that mean?
It means putting the activity into your schedule and doing it, regardless of the quality of your mood or performance that day. Let's use the example of learning English. Most students say, I will study when I have inspiration.
And inspiration rarely comes on a Tuesday morning.
Precisely. Showing up means saying, I have 15 minutes scheduled to practice English at 7 p.m. Even if I am exhausted, I will sit down at my desk at 7 p.m. and do something.
I see the difference. It's about respecting the appointment you made with your dream. But what if those 15 minutes are terrible? What if I cannot remember any new words?
That's the beautiful part. The result of that day does not matter as much as the habit you reinforced. If you practice badly for 15 minutes, you still taught your brain, we do this every day. It is the act of showing up that builds the muscle of consistency. The feeling of success will follow the action, not the other way around.
So, if a student only watches 1 minute of a video or only writes 1 sentence in English, is that still a win?
Absolutely. It is a massive win. You kept your chain of consistency alive. Think of it like a chain of pearls. You need to add 1 pearl every single day. If you skip a day, the chain is broken, and it is very hard to start a new chain. Your only goal for today is to not break the chain.
That analogy is helpful. Do not break the chain. So we should be focused on the process, not the perfect outcome. This helps remove the pressure.
Exactly. High pressure kills consistency. The moment you demand perfection, you give yourself an easy excuse to skip.
Now, let's talk about those days when we hit a wall. Maybe we had a stressful day at work. The temptation to skip is enormous. What is our emergency plan for those days?
Our emergency plan is something I call the minimum viable effort, MVE. This is the absolute smallest thing you can possibly do that still counts as showing up.
Can you give us a specific example for MVE in learning English?
Of course. Let's say your goal is normally to read one page of an English book. On a terrible day, your MVE could be read one single paragraph. Or even better, read the title of the book.
Just reading the title? That seems too easy.
It should feel too easy. The MVE should be so ridiculously simple that you cannot possibly say no. The goal of the MVE is not to learn a lot. The goal is to maintain the rhythm. If you maintain the rhythm, you prevent total stoppage.
So, for example, if my normal goal is a 30-minute English conversation practice, my MVE could be sending my friend one voice note in English, even if it's just 2 sentences.
That is a perfect MVE. You engaged the skill, you honored the time slot, and you kept the consistency chain intact. This technique is especially important for long-term projects. We have to be willing to do the boring, necessary work on the days we feel low.
This reminds me of the importance of structure. We shouldn't wait for inspiration. We should structure our practice time so that MVE is always an option.
Right. Another critical word we need to learn today is endurance. Endurance is the capacity of something to last. Consistency builds endurance.
So the little things we do when we don't feel like it, those are the things that build our long-term endurance for success. It's like a marathon runner who practices even in the rain.
Exactly. And John, I want to ask our listeners a question right here. What is one thing you have started and stopped many times? And what would your minimum viable effort be to start that thing again, just for today? Share your answer in the comments below. We want to read your MVEs.
We talked about motivation being unreliable. So how do we transform these consistent, small actions into an automatic habit?
Habits are created through repetition and, importantly, through cue and reward. We need to make the habit easy and link it to something we already do. This is called habit stacking.
Habit stacking? Tell us more about that.
It means you take a new, small action and you attach it immediately before or after a current, strong habit. For example, you always make a cup of coffee in the morning. That's your existing habit, your cue.
Okay, I always make coffee.
Your new small action, your consistency brick, is after I pour my coffee, I will review 5 English vocabulary words. This eliminates the need for motivation. You don't have to decide to do it. The coffee decision triggers the English decision.
That is clever. The coffee is the reminder, the trigger. It moves the decision from the tired part of my brain to the automatic part of my brain. This gives the word discipline a new meaning. It's not about willpower, it's about good planning.
Precisely. Willpower is like a battery that runs out. Discipline, in this context, is the system you build so that you don't need willpower. Think of another useful word, automation. We are automating our good behavior.
Another important aspect is to make sure we feel a positive reward. What is the reward for reviewing 5 words while drinking coffee?
The reward is the small feeling of a job well done, the feeling of not breaking the chain. It's the moment of peace, knowing you respected your commitment. You can even reward yourself with the first sip of coffee after you finish the words. You are training your brain to associate the task with a pleasure. This conversation has been so empowering, John. Before we wrap up, I want to reiterate the importance of our community.
Absolutely. We are building a life of English fluency together.
So, if this episode gave you a new idea, if you are feeling motivated to build consistency today, please hit that like button again. Subscribe to the Talk English podcast and tell us in the comments what habit you are going to stack today. Share this episode with anyone who needs a consistent friend.
Thank you, Ellen. Let's quickly summarize the 2 most important takeaways for our listeners who are aiming for consistency.
Focus on showing up, not effort. Your goal is to not break the chain, even if you only do the minimum viable effort, MVE.
Build habits, not motivation. Use habit stacking to link your new actions to your existing routines. The key idea is that small, consistent actions performed imperfectly beat big, sporadic actions performed perfectly. Your goal is to keep moving, even if you are moving slowly. That is how you build endurance and automation, and ultimately, your big, beautiful English house.
You can do this. The challenge is not starting. The challenge is continuing.
Thank you, Ellen, for sharing these powerful insights today. It has been a pleasure.
My pleasure, John. And thank you to all our listeners for showing up today.
Bye, everyone. Keep building and keep being consistent.
Goodbye.